Such a short time being alive. All this hardship and convenience makes it so hard to make sense. I will listen now, I will listen now. And I know it's just a matter of time before we tumble across the borderline. We can't go forward and we can't rewind. I will listen now, I will listen now. Just close your eyes. I can't believe we've been through this for so long. Pressure's on, you better step up. Probably stop writing the stupid songs. Just close your eyes and you'll be fine. Such a short time.
You wash it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will listen now, I will listen now. And I know it's just a matter of time before we tumble across the borderline. We can't go forward and we can't rewind. I will listen now, I will listen now. Hold on to something, if only a dream. Hold on to me. Better than nothing, how it really may seem. I'm gonna hold on to you.
Okay, so what we didn't get to explain in the last video, at the very end you could see that we were having some issues with the measurements on, we were working on this one in particular. And basically what happened was after we purchased it all, we wanted to try to get like the main first cuts done just to save time so that we could spray them all at once. So Luke measured the chair railing based on the measurement on the receipt, which said it was 3 inches and they're actually only 2.5. So when he measured the length of the bottom ones, which he cut for the entire room, they were too small. So we ended up putting them up just to see if it would look okay. And yeah, I don't think it's super noticeable, so we're just kind of rolling with it, but the spacing up here and down here is more so than what we have on the top. But the good news is everything on the bottom is gonna be uniform, and width-wise, they're uniform. So it's really not very noticeable, and it was just kind of one of those mistakes that we decided just to go with it. I don't think it looks bad at all. Explain to the people what you're doing.
I am attempting to put an extender on this outlet so that it comes off the wall. Our trim needs up to it.
Totes.
And also trying not to get electrocuted at the same time.
And you've already failed.
Yep.
And our kitchen has never looked so yellow. We are making great progress on the molding. We're getting very close to being done, but I'm gonna switch gears for just a little bit because the hardware for the buffet came in, and you guys, I wanna close the drawers. I haven't been able to do that for a couple of weeks, so they just kind of stay open because I did accidentally close them and it was a pain to get them back open. So as I mentioned before, there are some pulls from Ballard Designs that I really, really like, but I think they were like $12 per knob. I went on Amazon and I found these teardrop knobs. Now they are a little bit more slender here and they don't have as much of like a curve to them, which I really like about the other ones, but this was as close as I could find. So I'm gonna use some Rub and Buff. I have 2 different colors here. I may use both of them, I may use just one. It just kind of depends on whatever's gonna kind of get me closest to my inspiration photo. And then I went ahead and purchased some just regular knobs as well. So I went with these. Just very traditional antique style knobs, and I'm gonna attempt to do the same thing because obviously I need the colors to match. The thing with Rub and Buff is it's not made to be used on something that you're gonna be touching a lot. So what I've used it for previously is frames, curtain rods, things that you're not touching constantly. But what I think I'm gonna try to do, and if this fails, then it fails, but we're gonna try to Rub and Buff it and then use this top coat on it and see if we can get some longevity out of it.
Such a short time being alive. Always hardship inconvenience makes it so hard to make sense. Are we missing out? Are we missing out? And I know it's just a matter of time before we tumble across the borderline. We can't go forward and we can't rewind. Are we missing out? Are we missing out? Are we missing out? Are we missing out?
This is with just gold leaf, and then I went back and I added antique gold to this one. So hopefully you can see it on camera, but it just gives it a little bit more dimension since the golds are a little bit different color, and I feel like this is closer to what I'm going for. So I'm going back in and literally taking this like fluffy kabuki, this was a makeup brush, obviously don't use it for makeup anymore, but and I'm just kind of like patting in a little tiny bit of that color just to give it a little bit more variation. I feel like it gives it a little bit more of an antique-y look. So that's what I'm going back to do.
There's a world inside my head. I get lost in it from time to time. No one has a spare key, the only one is inside of me. Oh, I don't really dare to escape. Fall out in another space, so I stay. Hey. Oh, here we go. It's overflow.
So the buffet makeover is done. I don't have it styled. Oh, and also I think I might Rub and Buff this little keyhole here. I have not done that yet, but I'm thinking about that. But this is how it turned out. I love these. I think these turned out so well. Unfortunately, the person who painted it before put their hardware on before it was like all the way dried and it indented it. So that is there, but you can't see it from far away. So we're gonna live with it. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. I will say that I do not like this top coat at all. I thought it was okay, but honestly, you can see every single brush stroke. I have been having to go over it and over it and over it again to try to like even out some spots, and just would say to stay away from it. It was fine, everything's fine on the bottom, but it's really on the drawers and stuff. So what I could do is I could just take this paint and like go over them again and get a different top coat for it. I may do that down the road. It's gonna work for right now though, and I think all in all it turned out pretty well.
It's overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go. It's overflow. I don't know where to go. Yeah, I'm a homeless soul. Hold on to you. Just close your eyes. I can't believe we've been through this for so long. Pressure is on. You better step up. Probably stop writing the stupid song. such a shelter to be alive. All this hardship inconvenience makes it so hard to make sense. I will listen now, I will listen now. And I know it's just a matter of time before we tumble across the borderline. We can't go forward and we can't rewind. I will listen now, I will listen now.
We are finished with this space, at least for now. I'm not sure that any space is ever truly finished. I feel that they evolve with you over time, but we hope that you guys have enjoyed following along. We have loved documenting the process of renovating, and it's really cool to get to see the project from start to finish and share that with you guys. We've really enjoyed doing it. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope that you are inspired to create your dream spaces, whether you're doing it on a budget, DIY, with a toddler in tow. It can be done. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.